Let's welcome on our guest line, I always like to say one of the architects, if not the architect, of the so-called Texas miracle, a great, great state of Texas, the former governor, Governor Rick Perry. Welcome back to the Mike Gallagher Show, sir. How have you been?
I missed seeing you and I missed talking to you.
Been a long time. Been a long time. I mean, you got to run for president in order for us to catch up, How you been?
We've been very busy, staying on the road a lot, obviously, in Iowa and South Carolina and New Hampshire and lots of other places as well. But it's been good. I've enjoyed the last 5 months of not having the day job of governor. It was an extraordinary experience, and we left the state in very good hands, both from the work that we've done, but also, handing it over to a couple of guys that I think are still doing a great job, and Greg Abbott and Dan Patrick.
I was talking to one of your supporters last week who says that one of the unknown aspects of Rick Perry these days is that you have spent literally the last few years engaged in a very, very serious study of foreign policy, domestic issues, foreign issues. I mean, it's like you're a guy who has, as people know you would do anyway, but you have really readied yourself in a major way for next week's announcement. Is that true?
I knew that after our unsuccessful attempt in 2011, 2012, I was a bit naive about what it required to run for the presidency of the United States. I don't think anyone, unless they've been engaged in this before, has a concept of just how broad the knowledge base has to be. I think executive experience is one of the most important things that we need to be looking for in the next leader of this country. But just being the governor of the state of Texas was not enough. I mean, monetary policy, foreign policy, domestic policy. And I'm not talking about just having, a passing knowledge of it. I'm talking about being intimately engaged in these issues. And after the last attempt in 2012, I realized that if I was going to give myself the opportunity to be able to say, I'm going to do this again, I had to spend the last 3 years in very intensive focus on those issues, and that's what I've done, whether it was, studying foreign policy with people like George Shultz or Henry Kissinger or a host of people in between them, or whether it's sitting down with Richard Fisher and James Ricard on monetary policy, and then a host of domestic policy individuals who've helped me really deeply get involved in these issues. And it's paid dividends. Number one, if you see me on interviews or writing editorials, you realize that process has really paid off well. And obviously, when we stand on the stage in the first debates, people will see a very well-prepared individual.